Crashlands is a top-down crafting exploration game from the crazy minds at Butterscotch Shenanigans, a team of the three brothers Adam, Seth, and Sam Coster. The game began development shortly after one of the brothers, Sam, was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma towards the end of 2013, and it was released earlier this year. Crashlands served as something to keep Sam afloat during his treatments and helped him through a relapse early on in 2015. Suffice it to say, it's a bit of a passion project for the three brothers. Now, there are plenty of games in the survival crafting genre, and we've seen a lot of what the genre has to offer. It's to the point where a game in this genre really needs to bring something new to the table, something special to mix it up. I'm happy to say that Crashlands is one of those games. While it sticks to some of the standards set in the genre when it comes to progression, it manages to be constantly enthralling, hilarious, and at times touching without ever getting frustrating. The thing that sets it apart from the rest of its genre is how it handles the player's inventory. Instead of having to constantly be aware of your inventory space and having to sort things around, the game simply gives you infinite space and sorts everything for you. One of the appeals that some have to this genre of game is the scarcity and the need to sort your inventory, so if that's something you feel is needed, then this game might not be for you. That said, I myself enjoy the scarcity at times, but in Crashlands, there's just so much to build and so much to explore and so many quests to do that it's honestly best that I'm not staring at inventory screens for half the time I'm playing. It makes Crashlands an easy to pick up game that's relaxing the entire time you're playing it. Exploration is fun and it's easy to harvest materials as you make your way to a quest marker. Harvesting stuff doesn't actually take too long, a few hits depending on the quality of your tools, and you get a few bits of material every time you harvest something. In addition, you've got a pretty good chance for a recipe to drop. The recipes that drop are associated with whatever it is they drop from. As an example, recipes from trees are made using wood and some other materials. As you're roaming around, you'll find telepads that you can warp to from anywhere on the map, so you're not running in one direction for longer and longer each time you need to head home to craft and then head back out to wherever you are and then head home to craft and then head back out, blah 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 blah. One downside to exploration right now is that there are only 3 biomes and only a few enemy varieties, so you see a lot of the same stuff and loot a lot of the same materials. I hope that more variety gets added in updates or expansions, but I feel like this restriction exists because the game is played on both mobile and PC, and you're supposed to be able to use the same save between versions. Crafting and building themselves are actually pretty fun. When building structures, you'll change between a bottom layer where you put floors and then an upper layer where you put workstations, decorations, walls, and doors. When a wall or a door is placed, it stays as its individual sprite, which is really weird. I feel like they should merge together and make a solid wall, or at the very least be rotatable. It looks really cobbled together and haphazardly built how the system works now. When crafting at a workstation, you click on the thing you want to make and then you hit build, and then it's set on a timer to completion. You can queue up a few items at a time, allowing for a small level of multitasking, and you don't need to stay in the menu while things are cooking. You can also track one recipe at a time so you know what you're looking for while you're out and about. The stories and writing involved with each of the quests are pretty fun and interesting. There's a lot of clever writing and jokes that get thrown in, and occasionally you'll find references to other games tucked away in dialogue or item descriptions. While the quests themselves are a bit samey, the writing behind everything makes it not matter so much. They're good at pushing you forward and entertaining you, and in some cases, the quests can even be really touching. As an aside, this is one of the only games outside of the Souls series that has made me actively want to read all of the item descriptions. They are hilarious. The quest menu and quest systems themselves could use a little bit of work. The management menu has a list of quests on the left side, and in the middle it displays a log of all the dialogue that's happened so far in the quest or its tree. This is fine and dandy, but there isn't an easy way to tell what exactly it is that you need to do next. I found myself having to start a ways back in the log to find out what I was supposed to be after and why. Adding a little blurb at the bottom of the log window that says something like, "Bob needs flowers for Charles, find them to the west," would be worlds better than what currently exists. You also can't just choose one quest to track, and markers for every quest are always showing up on your map, making it feel messy. When you get more than a handful of quests, it can make looking at the map a little overwhelming. It makes you feel like you have so many things to do and not enough time to do them. There's no rush or time limit within Crashlands, but it really works against the relaxing nature of the game to be constantly reminded of all the things that I have to do. Navigation and menu interactions are divided between the keyboard and the mouse, and it's a little weird. Moving around and interacting with objects in the world is done with the mouse as well as most navigation within menus. The keyboard, on the other hand, is used for items on your hotbar and for actually bringing up menus. It's likely some kind of tie over from being built for both PC and mobile, enjoyable, but being unable to move around the world using the keyboard and not having keyboard shortcuts in menus feels strange and breaks the flow, especially with menu buttons spaced so far apart. As it is, Crashlands isn't perfect. It has so much potential, and despite its flaws, it remains incredibly fun and relaxing to play. A cool feature that I kinda touched on earlier is that if you have it on both PC and iOS or Android, you can use the same save on both versions of the game, making progress on your PC version while you're out and about. I haven't tried this system yet, but hey, there it is. This is a very, very fun game, and I hope they make the needed improvements and expansions to really bring Crashlands into its own. You can pick it up on Steam for about $15 and about $5 on either mobile platform. If you're looking for a unique exploration game that doubles as a great way to relax, then this is one that you should look into. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you have any indie games that I should check out, then please shoot them my way. You can leave a comment down below, or you can drop me a line on Twitter. My handle's @forkh, or you can shoot me an email at fork4h@gmail.com. I'll see you next time. Bye!